Last week's shift from Scorpio to Sagittarius has a capacity to awaken or perhaps reawaken aspects of our awareness that are not inclined to think small. Lately, perhaps inspired by the Scorpio cycle, I think a lot deeper than that, actually. I've been debating with myself as to the effective use of the astrological tool as well as the shamanic tool. And my inclinations vary. Sometimes I wonder, this astrological tool that I have been playing with for, the last 55 years is potent. And some maybe 12, 14 years ago, when I tripped rather deliberately into the shamanic lineage, I became aware that everything is energy. Everything. And as such, even the astrological engagement, if you will, with planetary beings is very, very much can be seen as a shamanic use of the astrological tool. Last night, in my dreams, as this, I don't even really want to call it a debate about astrology versus shamanism, because I see the two interconnected, interwoven, intertwined with one another. But the requirement to do this surpasses a lot of the often way too human dictates of why it is that I came to this earth at this time. I did we'll call it a shamanic workshop later on in this last week with Michael Mead, looking at life in reality. And I'm going to share a certain resonance with what it is that adventure, that path, if you will, that invitation to walk a broader path, or you might say a more focused path in this life dance that we are on. I'm going to do just a little bit of drumming here in the background. And I would invite you all to rest your feet gently upon the earth in whatever place you find yourselves. And breathe in, allowing the breath to sink down deep within yourselves. Breathe out, allowing that breath to expand beyond the borders of what you have possibly considered to be yourself, and continue to breathe in and breathe out all the time, allowing yourself a deeper connection to this planet upon which we dwell. One of the shared experiences and I would expand on that even as I'm saying it. The Muses, those energy beings, they exist all the time and everywhere. And they wait to be beckoned, to participate with us in this life dance. One of the experiences that gets their attention is music. You hear that muse sound in that term, music? Oh yeah. Michael, during our consideration, said he was in a conversation with a Dagobah elder from West Africa by the name of Malidoma Somé. If you haven't ever tapped into his material, may he rest in peace. I strongly suggest it. Malidoma offered to Michael a one-word song that has to do with the protection of the earth. And I'm going to allow that to be offered right now by myself, but by any of you who wish to participate and know that this earth does require some protection. You'll pick up on the song real quickly. It's only one word. I'm going to do it a number of times. Join in when you're ready. Azimawo, 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 Azimawo. With this engagement and invitation to the Muses, tears are released. In this life dance that I and that we are invited to participate in. Always. Now, as I consider the astrological dance that this upcoming week brings for us to wander into as Monday unfolds, Mercury, that realm of thought, communication, commerce. Yeah, commerce is in there too. Begins its next cycle of retrogradation by standing still on Monday the 25th. While in, you guessed it, the sign of Sagittarius, that realm that currently the Muses are saying, pay attention to. Something's going on here that you are invited to recalibrate yourself into. Did you think that the direction that you are on is the most appropriate one? Sagittarius, the realm of the unlimited. Herein lies an awareness what should we call it? It's a kind of awareness of knowledge, but even as I say knowledge, I don't think that really covers well our capacity to not just know things, but to have them focused in a meaningful way that sets us on a quest. Yeah, Sagittarius is a quest. Well, the quest to become knowledgeable, not just of facts, but meaning. Something that is not stationary, not fixed in any fashion, but is willing to grow, willing to expand, willing to move forward into new destinations that haven't been tried before. This is the quest of life beckoning us. Do you think you know it all? I think there's a challenge there. And we will put out a call to our Mercurial Muses and ask them to participate in a rewording of what it is that I thought I knew. Mercury's going to be retrograde for a while, usually 3 weeks. So probably somewhere up there just a little bit before we get into the winter solstice. So this beginning quest into what else is there that my knowledge requires, that our knowledge together requires. Perhaps an awareness of wisdom. Yeah, wisdom. And as soon as I say wisdom, the Muses are telling me wonder. Wonder. There's an opening volley of questions as to what else is there? What might I have missed by tuning in a little too adamantly into the version of this living experience that I was being offered by other seemingly well-versed and knowledgeable humans as to why is it that I came to do this life dance now. Wonder into that. Do you sense the Muses saying there is something more? Do you feel that? Anyway, as this next week proceeds, Mercury, which has been out of bounds for most of this month, still out of bounds this week. Getting ready for next week when it will come back in bounds. And Venus, which has been out of bounds all month and a little of the month before, Can you tune into the Venusian Muses and ask them to participate with you in this dance of engaging with one another? And I'm not just talking about us as humans engaging with one another. I'm talking about engaging with all of life, with nature in particular, as a theme that seems to want to come up today. Azimawo, a protection more than an abuse of this natural, beautiful green and blue planet upon which we dwell. So this out-of-bounds Mercury going retrograde for the rest of this week. Do you sense that maybe there are questions that have been lurking somewhere deep within your conscience, saying, what else is there? Might there be an aspect of this knowledge quest that I've been overlooking? Allow the energy of this week's waters to flow through you as we come to Saturday, a Saturn day. The next new moon transpires. At 9 degrees of Sagittarius. We're still in the first decanate. But as with any new moon, we're being asked, quite specifically, what is it? And where is it that I need to focus my intentions for what it is that I hope to accomplish in this next month's lunar quest, begun here in the season of Sagittarius? Might I be inclined to ask deep and penetrating questions of all those on my path? It is Sagittarius after all. I had this vision. This is beyond my dreams of last night. And in it, I saw a structure. It was a frame structure, almost like you'd see 2x material that was being formed into a building of some sort. Use your own imagination. After all, the Muses are on board, and imagination is definitely a part of the tools available. But as I was observing this, it was almost as if an energy force emanating outward from inside this building just blew that structural framework, totally apart, wide open. And there, I was being beckoned to move on out through this opening into the larger sphere of space. Come along with me. We've cleared the atmosphere of the earth. And turning around, we look backward, down on that green, blue pearl in space, surrounded by an atmosphere. Those so-called delineating lines that say this county and that county are different, this country and that country are different, this continent and that continent are different. Can you feel the potential for oneness? This higher perspective provides. And at the same time, I feel the joyous muses calling out in harmony. We are one. We are one. Always have been. Will be. Join now together and know this one. The muse of Mercury calls out while it's doing this backwards dance there in Sagittarius, heading toward the sun, which is heading toward it. Jupiter in Gemini. These are the rulers of each other's signs, and they are forming, will form, an exact opposition as December unfolds. Perspective, the enormity of Jupiterian awareness. Yes, yes, muse of Jupiter, I feel your presence in Gemini. Curiosity is a present factor, force, if you will, that is being honed as this Jupiter-Mercury opposition forms. They were at work already before the actual completion of that exact opposition, as they are in each other's signs. The muses are saying, be curious. Don't think small. This is the realm of Sagittarius. There is always more. Feel into that. Another Muses energy vibration puts in an appearance. I am Mars. I have energy to spare. I'm in the sign of Leo. I want to make a statement. And yet at the same time, I feel myself somehow slowing down my forward progression is becoming more focused. I don't just want to express anything. I want to be meaningful in offering something energetic and dynamic. Yes. In this Leo experience of taking chances. And that other fire element, Sagittarius, is saying, yes, on this quest that we are on, we need to take chances. Thank you, Mars, for being a part of this dance. I'm being informed that this opening has gone on long enough. The Muses' footsteps are beginning to fade into the background. And I hear a heartfelt thank you for inviting us into the dance of life that we're all a part of. Well, that was a different kind of celestial chatter this week, I am sure. Welcome to Sagittarius. That's all I got for this week. Be curious, my friends. This quest that we are all on requires our participation. Ciao.